Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Go Trick section. Really, it's been a really busy week, so the trick came out a bit late. I apologize for that. So let's dive right into it. So as you can see on the board, we have a very normal start of a game. White plays a 3-4 and black follows up with a high approach. Super normal. These days, I think the best move would be to play it attach, and the game would go something like this. So that would be super normal. There's no trick behind it, really. It's just super normal. Instead, you can set up the trick by playing the one space jump, and this is also a legit move, although probably not approved by AI. Black attaches. That's a super good move that tries to get a bit of the corner for himself. And now, White's normal response would be to go on the second line. And this is just for some sort of Joseki lessons. And then White can go somewhere else. So very normal Joseki. But instead, today we're going to talk about how to set up a trick. So White placed honey. Black has no choice but to go ahead and cut White. And now White is going to Atari on the second line. So at B7, 17. Very aggressive move that, it's looking for a fight. It's taking advantage of the fact that White has one more stone to start some sort of complication and hopefully gain a lead out of it. Black obviously has to extend right now, right? So if Black decides to just Atari, this has happened in games I've seen online. But turns out White can just now take the stone. When Black Ataris, White can peacefully just connect himself, and it will be super good for White. Black connects, White extend, that's a sente. Black connects again, and White just make a jump at a C14. So this is obviously a very good continuation for White, right? So Black pretty much has nothing. Black has an unsettled group that will be immediately under attack, and White gets himself the corner, and more importantly, White now is the attacker. He is taking the initiative. So this is one way for Black to fall into White's trap. So really, the Atari is not going to work, so Black will instead extend at a C18. And now White has two ways to set up a trap. So the first trap that White can set up is by blocking Black at C18, at D18, sorry. Now it's a little bit tricky locally for Black. How does Black respond to this? And I see a lot of players would try to save the corner. So by playing the Atari, and then we have a very forcing sequence. Notice here as White, when you setting up the trap, it's very important for you to not Atari at B15. Very important. We'll see why. White will extend. Black will push. White cannot honey because there's cutting point. So he pretty much has to keep extending, and Black just keeps pushing, and White extend. And now if Black push again, White will honey at a D11. So Black probably should not push. And now it turns out that Black is in an awkward situation. Let's say he plays somewhere else. Doesn't matter if he tanukis. There's a way to kill Black in the corner. So White extends, and Of course, black has to block, and then white can make use of black's shortage of liberty. Notice that black cannot really block at b19 anymore, so he has to take, and white will surely be able to kill black in the corner. So black needs to fix this immediately. And let's say he make a move to fix, white can make a really pleasant turn here. And now as we can see on the board, white has a tremendous influence towards the bottom side. And black's 4 stone are really heavy and in a very awkward situation. Let's say he goes on this side, white can follow up and make himself profit on the side. So this is definitely a very, very uncomfortable situation for black, and you can surely say that black has fallen into a trap. So how to not fall into a trap? Well, it turns out that black should Atari. White will connect, and then black needs to sacrifice the stone in the corner. White plays a b18, and then black comfortably extend onto the side. So this is the end of this variation. And as you can see on the board, the result is that white got the corner and black has the side. But notice that black's side is a lot stronger with the stone on the second line, and white's corner has 12 points. So at the end of the day, white suffered a minor loss locally, actually, comparing to a normal Joseki. So I'm not going to do the comparison here because of the time constraint. But I just want to tell you this position is actually slightly better for black. And this is the correct way to counter white's first trick. And the reason is that, as you can see, if white later invade, you can defend yourself like this. And now we have a d13 and b13 in a Miyai situation. Very likely, white is going to do something like this, and black will have no problem protecting himself. So this is totally very, very comfortable, very, very manageable for, I think, for all the viewers who are watching. So that's that's the first trap, and I've showed you how to fall into the trap as well as how to counter the trap. So, but white can play another trap, and then this is definitely a lot more classical and a lot more common. So it's for white to actually make the tiger's mouth at e16. So as usual, I'll first show how you can fall into this trap, and I have personally fallen into this trap in my own game, definitely back a couple years ago. So what I played as black to fall into the trap is to Atari at d18. White connects, and then somehow I thought I could fight the corner, so I played this one. When white connects, I'm in an awkward situation because if I just block at a b15 as black, white will kill my corner. But I don't want my corner to be killed, so I decided to play a 2-2, and white crawls, and then I pretty much cannot block here. So if I block, white can cut. Black has no choice but to save the b14 stone, but seems like white cannot ladder the black's 4 stone. However, white has this really nice netting move, and I will leave to you to verify that there was no escape for black, and this is going to be game over. So in the game, I played the jump. White extend himself, and I had to protect the cutting point, and then eventually white comes back and killed my corner. and I'm not sure if A18 was the best move, but I think this is a very good outcome for white, right? Black only has a group that's hanging there, and white has a large amount of territory in the corner. So this is definitely called I fell into the trap. So a few years later, I figured out what the answer to this is. So as white, you have two ways to answer. As black, you have two ways to answer this. And I would recommend the first way. So let me show you the correct way to, and the way I recommend for you to actually counter this. So black, just stay very simple and just take the corner. So it turns out that this is excellent outcome for black. Black has a larger corner, a lot larger than the previous one, and black has sente, so black can go ahead and play somewhere else on the board. This is an excellent way to counter, and I would recommend to all my viewers, especially when you are at around 5Q or even lower than that level. This is very easy for you to manage, right? Black has the corner, has the sente, very, very fast in the Joseki. Definitely just leading in momentum just by playing very simple. And it also saves you a lot of memorizing the variations and stuff like that. So excellent variation moving forward. Another way, if you're really into fight, you can Atari here. White connects and black blocks, and white will crawl and black will block here. You might be wondering, well, does the net, this cut is going to be serious? No. As it turns out, since we did not exchange the D18 Atari, this is very important. White can no longer net the stones. When you net, I can just come out like this. And black is going to come out either at a G16 or take the stone at E17. Either ways, white is going to collapse here. So the net does not work, and the ladder does not work. So this is pretty okay for black. And you might be questioning, well, isn't that game over for white? Turns out not really. White can still, this is a bit advanced. As I make more tricks videos and I get feedback from my viewers, I think I need to keep some of the stuff I say simpler, because a lot of variations from the past tricks are really complicated. But I would just want to briefly tell you that this is actually going to be okay for white. So if a black plays like this, remember that white later on can probably get this sente as well. So black did not get as much a territory as you think. White has a really strong wall, and he can go ahead and develop himself onto the right side. So this is fairly okay outcome for white as well. So those are two ways, but you have to make sure the ladder works, of course. But I would really recommend you to play this way. This will just be very nice continuation, very easy to remember how to break this trick, and you will definitely not be tricked in your own game. And you want to set it up, go ahead, set it up in your casual game. But I just want to tell you, if you set this trick up, if your opponent respond correctly, you will suffer you'll be slightly behind in your game. So not recommended in your serious game, but an excellent way to have fun in your casual game. Go ahead and set it up and let me know how it goes. All right, so this is today's Go Trick content. And today we talked about two very classical 3-4 basically 3-4 corner tricks. They don't really have a name, but they're so classical, and probably you've already encountered them in your game. I've definitely encountered both of them in my game. Go ahead and set it up in your casual game and have fun. Let me know how things goes and comment below about your experience. So if you like the video, feel free to give a thumb up and subscribe to my channel to get the latest Go trick and other series videos as well. Leave comments about, because now I switched to the Sabaki Go board web version. I think the layouts look slightly better than OGS Go server. So also let me know how you feel. Let me know how what's the experience for you when you're looking at board and stuff like that. All right, so this is today's content, and I will talk to you guys next time.